I didn't know we were going on right now.
It would make it
All right,
sound
everybody
better.
sing. That's pretty much what we have to do. This is how we're going to
Sing your intro. That's what it is.
Singing the intro. Somebody's got to write one at this point. It's been 100 episodes. We need an intro. All right. Hello, everybody tuning in. This is Trends with Benefits. This is our weekly podcast where we gather a roundtable of experts to talk about the tech topics of the day. We've got a bunch of different things we're going to get to today. We'll be covering the iPhone, some of the iPhone news. We've got some Samsung news. We've got Uber news. We've got basically NYC ruining their free internet because of porn. There's some VR stuff, a lot of different things that we're going to get to today. And if you're watching live on YouTube, we would really love to hear what your comments are, what you want to talk about, if you have opinions on what we're getting to as we go through all of these things. This is our 100th episode of Trends with Benefits, which is pretty awesome. So I want to thank everybody out there who's been listening via podcast or watching online. However you find the show, thank you so much. Continue to share it. That is awesome. All right, let's see who we've got on the show today. I am your host, Greg Nibbler, and to my right,
I am Nick Moke. I'm the Digital Trends barista.
Who is not on vacation right now.
I'm not, for the first time in a long time.
DT barista. Yeah,
DT barista. Yeah. All right, and
my name is Rick Stella. I'm a staff writer here for Digital Trends.
Excellent.
And I am Jack Fan, a UPS tracking of iPhones.
Yes.
It's a full-time job.
That
here.
seems like it's a full-time job.
It's
Yeah.
a full-time job.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we're going to get to that here in just a minute. We need to talk about the iPhone thing and everything that's going on. I'm curious if anybody out there has one of the iPhone 7s yet to, or if you are expecting to be getting one anytime soon. So we're going to get into that in a minute. But let's talk about one of the big stories that's coming out today, and that has to do with Uber. And I was following this all day long. People seem to be freaking out over the fact that it's happening. And we knew this was going to go on, was that Uber was going to start launching some autonomous cars in Pittsburgh, of all places, where they were going to be testing this out. And now it's official. If you are in Pittsburgh right now, you can sign up to be part of this program. And I guess the way it works is when you order an Uber, you could get the autonomous car that shows up. And if it does, you get a free ride. So that's worth it right there.
And no, small chat with the driver if you don't feel like talking.
Well,
that's
the real
thing.
benefit.
Yeah, right.
No, that would be
Robotic
the benefit.
Uber.
Right.
That is one of the worst things about Uber. I'm like, okay, do I sit in the front or the back? Do I start chatting with them? Do I not?
Every Uber Lyft driver is way too cool. Hey, what's going on, bro? How's your day going, man? I'm just like, dude,
What's up?
I'm just going to the airport.
Yeah, right.
Just going to the
Really
airport.
don't want to talk for
Don't
30
want to
minutes
talk,
to you.
dude.
Yeah.
Well, you might still have to talk to somebody right now because they've got a driver there for emergency purposes, and then an engineer, which I don't know what the engineer is
He's
going to
taking
do.
notes. So
Yeah,
he's
he's
literally
just
taking
it?
notes. And
He's
then
in the passenger seat.
he's in
So
the
you
back-
have to sit in the back.
You have to sit in the
Rick.
back.
You,
Yeah,
you
you
don't
have
even.
to.
Oh, yeah,
and
so
it
you
does
have a choice.
alleviate that choice. You just have to pop in the back.
And I imagine
But
I
now
have to
you
be quiet.
You have to make small talk with the engineer now. too.
Right.
Well, he's probably saying
So much
yeah.
small talk.
Did you feel that? Was there a bump? Did you feel that? And then
What's
if something
this
happens, they
thing
blame
work?
me for it. Yeah.
I wonder if when they go full AI, if they'll still have that feature in there. How is your day, sir?
Just canned messages. What would you like to talk about today, Rick?
What's the latest movie you've seen?
Right, just scanning your Twitter account to bring up things you talked about recently.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't scan mine.
Right? But yeah, so it is out there right now, and they're getting ready to do this. And obviously, the ultimate goal for Uber, it sounds like, is just to get rid of drivers altogether, which would save them a ton of money. Bad for all those people who have signed up for Uber to drive for it and thought you were getting an extra job. I mean, it's going to be a little while, but that does seem to be completely what they want to do. And even representative from the company, I don't recall if it was the CEO or not, said that it'd be a good time to start becoming a mechanic because they're going to need lots of mechanics because they'll run these cars 24 hours a day. Seems a little condescending to me.
Right, you heard it here first, kids. Don't go to college. Be a mechanic.
Yeah, invest in that. We need somebody to fix the cars for us. But they're going forward with it, and I got to say, it's still kind of weird to me to wrap my mind around it that it's Uber, of all companies, that is leading the charge. I mean, it makes sense, but it's just a strange concept to me. That
Didn't
Uber
they sort of
is the-
start as wanting to allow more people to get jobs?
That's
You
what
know, and
I
that's sort of counterproductive to what they sort of created their
think
business on. You
got
know?
a little taste of the money. and
Yeah,
now it's
right. We don't need these stinking drivers.
Yeah,
Suckers.
We can skip right past that. But I mean, what do you guys think about this, Jack? I know you had some thoughts or wanted to.
Yeah,
talk
no, I
about
mean,
this.
that scene right there, that just
Yeah.
literally just crossed in front of three old ladies crossing the street. That's a little bit scary. But I mean, I have a Range Rover that does automatic parking, and I was on waterfront here in Portland, and it was amazing because I use it all the time to park. I'm a good parallel parker anyways. I just like to use it.
Sure.
Yeah, but
Come to Northwest Portland.
right on the waterfront, there's sidewalk, concrete, cobblestones, concrete, asphalt. And the car got confused. It literally parked in the middle of the road. It backed up, and then it didn't know really where to park, and it just parked right in the middle of the road. And I'm like, that's it? You're done? And there's cars behind me. I'm like, oh, shoot, what do I do? And I'm like, okay, let's pull up and back in right. But that concerns me. That's technology failing right there for me, because it should have pulled in like it usually does. And
so it doesn't recognize a street as a street as a street as a street?
Like the cobblestone and the pattern that was on the ground there threw everything off. They couldn't detect the curb. It was really, really odd.
Crazy. Otherwise, it's usually pretty good. Parallel,
it's usually pretty good. Like in the Pearl, I mean, I parked along the walls and it's been fine. But that was the first time I've had an experience when then I'm seeing this video of cars driving in front of 3 old ladies. And I mean, it's talked about how it's going to have problems in construction zones. So, I mean, does Pittsburgh not have a lot of construction going on right now that they're able to test it?
It also said inclement weather.
Yeah.
So it's like Pittsburgh not really great for that either.
Just like going 60 on ice. You're like, I don't know about this.
Yeah, I wonder why. I mean, I know they set up their factory there in Pittsburgh, but that does seem like an odd place to really like get the, I suppose, more advanced testing.
I think that part of it might be actually the proximity to Carnegie Mellon, because they do a ton of the. They have a lot of programs there that deal with like these autonomous vehicles. Like if you've seen those, like I can't remember the name of that challenge they do where they have these military trucks with all these sensors and they have to race each other. Carnegie Mellon like won that all the time when they used to do these challenges. I can't remember the name of that.
They run them in Vegas and stuff, right? Lexus and then all these other ones had them too.
They do this out. It might be outside of Vegas. It's like out in the desert, and they put on these giant like military trucks. The same type of sensors as they have on the Uber cars. And they used to do. This was like 5 years ago, but they're still probably doing this race. And Carnegie Mellon was always kind of the school that won this race. They have a ton of robotics programs there. So I think that might have something to do with the choice of Pittsburgh.
That makes sense.
Is the talent in the area that is specialized in these types of vehicles.
Okay, I can see that then being part of it. See, in the chat, I'm just taking a look here. Jonathan just said, hell yeah, that said I want my doors ready to dive out at any moment. Yes. So in case you have to jump.
Doors
I'm out.
Well, they're testing them in Ford Focuses now, right? Is that the only
That's
one?
what it looked like it was on the video we saw.
Energy or something?
Yeah, it is the specific car. I'll get this pulled up here. Ford Fusion.
Because they ordered
Fusion.
Didn't they order a bunch of Teslas like last year? Didn't Uber do that? Like secured a lot of. I thought they bought like 500 Teslas or something to switch over their fleet at some point, but.
I believe they did do something with Teslas. I don't know if that was a switch over to autonomous though or not.
Because there was
just to have them.
Yeah,
not using them. Yeah,
right.
CEO bought them.
Because I remember there were some drivers that were getting to drive Teslas as part of the company
it.
program. But yeah, that could have been something to do with the autonomous thing eventually. But it looks like Ford probably gave them a better deal right now, so that's who they're going with. But yeah, Uber, I mean, going to the autonomous thing. So I want to see what everybody wants to, what you think about this. So go ahead and drop your comments in.
We should send Alex there to go ride in one. Like, we should go send. Like, is this now?
Yeah, it's happening right now. Yeah, you can, if you're in Pittsburgh, you could get a free ride from an Uber.
I think you gotta it's still kind of you can't just have it come up though. You kind of gotta luck into it. It's like the cash cab. You're like,
oh man, this is my cash cab moment.
Yeah, that's totally
$100.
Someone steals it in front of you and gets the cash cab.
Exactly. Yeah.
Where are the lights?
Yeah, right. I recognize the driver.
I know it's you, Ben Bailey. Yeah.
I forgot about cash cab. That's great.
That was a great show. All right, well, that's what they need to do to get more people testing this out. They clearly need some kind of a
cash cab.
Cash cab it.
Cash cab Uber.
That's the third. That's the third guy in the car. So you have the driver, the engineer, and the cash cab trivia host.
And a host.
It's a small Ford Focus. Yeah. And I have bags. Like, don't worry about it. It's cash cab.
We're gonna give you money.
Right. All right.
That's 3 wrong answers. Get out. Get out right now.
Yeah, they do. They kick you out.
Yeah, they kick you right out.
All right, well, let's go on to our next thing. And this is something that a lot of you out there are probably concerned with one way or another. Both Apple, Apple, of course, with the new iPhones coming out, and then Samsung with their thing. We'll kind of go through both of these, both having some big issues this week. We'll go to Apple first, and there is this. If you're looking to get one of the brand new Apples and you haven't already ordered it, you're looking to go to the store to get that. I'm going to warn you right now, it sounds like they are completely out of the iPhone 7 Plus in stores and the iPhone 7, the jet black version. They're all gone. They don't have any stock of those currently in the Apple stores themselves. I guess they have the other colors that are available. That's another thing that's kind of strange to me that they wouldn't have planned on this, to have a little bit more stock on hand, or underestimated, I guess, the
Right.
demand. But Jack, you were saying that you had one ordered, and there could be a big problem happening with that too.
Yeah, so I mean, I had one ordered, and tracking the shipping of where it's at. My fiance is all excited about receiving, just like everyone else is.
Yeah.
And of course, 16th got the confirmation date, so super excited. And then sees a weather delay on UPS tracking. It's going from Shenzhen, China to Taiwan to Hong Kong to Taiwan to Osaka, Japan.
Yeah.
And then the update showed, now estimated delivery Monday the 19th. She freaked out. I mean, she literally freaked out. It's a rose gold plus, 7+ too. So she was like, "What? What's going on?" And crisis averted. I think so far. Right now, it showed up in Alaska, Anchorage, Alaska. So hopefully she'll still receive it. The date's been changed to a Friday now, but I mean, the demand's been through the roof with the iPhone 7. It's crazy every year. I don't get it.
Yeah, I know.
It's like they can do no wrong. Too. I think it was some CEO of one of the major phone companies, like AT&T or something, said it was the most pre-orders they'd ever gotten.
Really?
For an app,
Yeah, I
for
think
an
it was
iPhone.
T-Mobile.
Was it
saying
T-Mobile?
that. Yeah, I think so.
Which is crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, there's not that many big changes, in this one either. If you already have the
Well,
iPhone
it's that many
6.
people that need a new phone all the time.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you just don't care and you upgrade your phone every year.
Yeah, as soon as the new thing comes out, I mean, there must be enough people that are doing that. I mean, it does seem like it's a good phone, but man, the demand is really crazy. So that's part of it. There's also the iOS 10 update that I know a lot of people have been having issues with. I don't have an Apple. Have you guys
Mine worked.
updated?
Yeah, I updated.
Yeah,
It
yours
works
worked okay.
and- Yeah. I
Ian,
can open
as
it
he
now,
goes.
but yeah.
As
wait,
like-
what? Yeah. No, yeah, it does. It worked and it updated fairly quickly as a new operating system would, and it's working fine for me now. But I did see a lot of people say that their phones either got bricked up or like.
Yeah, there's been a lot
T-Mobile
of
especially, apparently.
Yeah, they were losing just complete signal service
Yeah.
to T-Mobile.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Which I think has happened before. I don't know if it was with T-Mobile or another carrier, but I remember Jeff, our mobile editor, he updated his with the previous one and just had the same thing happen, where his phone still worked, but he just could not connect to the carrier network
Right.
anymore.
Huh.
And that was a widespread thing. I just wait now. I don't need it that badly.
Wait till they shake out the.
Yeah, the inconvenience of something like just losing service entirely for who knows how long.
Yeah.
It's just not worth having the newest thing like 48 hours earlier. I
Right.
just don't care that much.
Well, I love the statement of the issue. They issued basically said just reboot. Literally, that's what
Unplug
what-
it and
that's
plug
what
it back
they-
in.
No, they literally said hold the power, turn it off, and reboot. It's like the old PC issues.
Right.
You want there's a problem, reboot. Just reboot.
When was the last time you restarted your phone?
I used to run IT for my last company, and I tell the guys, first thing you tell them, reboot. That's always the first solution to every problem.
Just blow on it, tap it on the side. It'll all work out.
Blow in the cartridge.
Yeah, blow in the cartridge. That's exactly it.
It doesn't have a cartridge.
Blow with the iPhone
Yes, it
jack.
does.
Oh wait,
Right.
there's not. No.
Oh, iPhone 7 jokes. iPhone 7 jokes.
So those are some of the things going on with iPhone. And you brought up Ian. I know Ian was having problems with the
Yeah,
iOS
no,
10.
he updated his, and he went on. He's like, don't update it yet, because his was to a crawl. But then he updated this morning. Said, basically it was like indexing or something after the new update, and then now it's screaming fast.
No,
so.
it's working great.
Yeah.
Something else he posted too. He's like the go-to phone guy today on Facebook, and that has to do with Samsung. And he just took a flight where he said something about it on Facebook. Actually, I think I copied it. But the flight attendant basically warned everybody that all Galaxy Note 7 phones must be turned off, cannot be turned on during the flight. You can't plug it in, you can't charge it. You basically have to stow it away and don't even look at the thing while it's there. And Samsung is definitely having a bad week with that. And I think it just came out today that officially the U.S. Consumer Protections Agency, I'm forgetting the exact acronym, but they have said that you have to recall these.
They're
Like,
issuing a recall, yeah.
They're issuing the official recall where they have to be returned. There's about 1 million of them, I think, that are out there.
Wow.
And 1 million devices that are Consumer Product Safety Commission. There we go. That's the right one. And so they have said, they have to be. Here's their actual statement. Consumers should immediately stop using and to power down the recalled Galaxy Note 7 devices purchased before September 15th and take them back in so you can get a refund or a different phone altogether. So far, there have been 92 reported overheating batteries, which includes 26 reports of burns and 55 reports of property damage. That's, even in 1 million devices, that's a lot of problems.
Yeah.
That's a lot of problems, going on with this. I'm curious how this is going to affect Samsung in the long run. Do you guys think this is going to affect obviously it's going to cost them a lot of money for this one, But on the long run, is this going to affect sales? Will people stay away from Samsung from now on? What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, like, they've had recalls before. This is one of the bigger ones for sure. They've had recalls before. And, I mean, look at, I mean, they're basically hoverboards at this point.
Yeah.
People still really want them. They're just exploding under people's feet, and people still are.
Like, more people bought them
hunting
after the
down.
hoverboards got recalled, I think. Like, that's Christmas.
It's somehow a good
Dangerous.
PR
Yeah,
thing to blow up. So I don't know. I don't think an exploding phone is going to actually prevent people from buying one, especially now that they're recalled. If you buy one now, you know you're getting
a brand new
fixed, certified one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if it's really going to keep people away.
I guess it's how long they keep this out there before they can get them all in. If they keep having news stories like this, the more it's going to get into the psyche. Like, oh yeah, Samsungs blow up. I don't want to get one of those.
Yeah, well, they got into the psyche by bringing up that story of that kid. You know, 6-year-old kid has the Galaxy Note 7 blow up in their hands.
Right.
Boom, that goes viral on social media. It's like 6-year-old kid. Oh, poor kid.
Yeah.
And it's
that's
tugging at all the hearts of it's probably pushed out by Apple, by the way, but it was
They put that phone in his hand.
They lit it on fire.
Let's boost this one a little bit.
And how peculiar that the next day the iPhone 7 pre-orders run out.
That's right. That's amazing, isn't it?
Holy cow. That's
iPhone
insane.
7 does not explode.
Yeah, right.
New tagline.
The new slogan, yeah. We made it fireproof.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what does happen with that, whether it does affect sales going forward. It's definitely a very stressful week, I'm sure, to work for Samsung.
And I'm sure 92 people at least aren't going to be buying a Samsung phone.
Yeah, those ones, unless they've already turned them back in,
right.
they've got their new ones.
Well, they ran out of the new 7s anyway, so I have like family members who had to go return theirs. They get a Note 5 back in return. And they said, we'll come back in about a month when the new ones come back. Because they're like a month behind. They're not.
Oh, wow.
So they gave them a Note 5 and said, you can use this for now. And then when, like, this is like
Oh,
Best
I get
Buy.
to use this for now?
Yeah.
That's maintenance. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would, I don't know, I would demand either for a different phone or a refund or something, I would imagine. Because that's hardcore. I can't imagine if, like, this blew up. I'd be like, oh, that's fine. Yeah, just give me an iPhone 4.
Yeah.
You know, I'll wait.
I'll just have that loaner for a month. It's
Right.
right.
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I'll say this. I have a Galaxy Note 4, like just an old one for that Samsung Gear VR I have. It overheats all the time.
Really?
And that's 3 versions ago.
Right.
That overheats. I'm sure there's no correlation, but I'm just like, it's a Samsung Galaxy Note, and it gets way too hot in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, but we also all forget that the original iPhones and the iPhone 3 had overheating issues. There were phones blowing up in people's pockets.
right.
And all those things, don't keep it under your pillow
Yeah.
when you sleep type of deal.
These melting charging cords
Melting
and stuff
charging
like
I
that.
feel like there's like one iPhone after every release that does like blow up in someone's pocket. There's like at least one or something.
Yeah.
I feel like it
It's
happened
the
when the
ratio.
6 came out, you know.
Yeah.
But 92, I mean, this has been obviously widespread, and I'm sure
Yeah.
like, more and more people are jumping on it because it's like because like you said, the 6-year-old kid, you know.
Yeah.
Right, and that's 92 that were in use, so I'm sure out of that million, there's a lot more that are susceptible to that,
Right.
to blowing up, which is why they issued the recall. So that's what we were bringing up there. If you're watching live, go ahead and drop your comments in there, and we'll get to those. Well, let's go to this next story. Let's switch gears from the phones, from Samsung, from iOS. Let's talk about some virtual reality, and in particular, this story that we have coming. I mean, VR is. I feel like it's at a point right now where they're not quite sure what to do with it because they've got like the HTC Vive and you've got the Oculus Rift, and they're nice systems. They're expensive. They're really expensive for a general consumer just to be like, oh, I want to try out some VR and go. You could be plunking down if you want to get the whole system. $1,500 if you don't have a computer already to run it.
Right.
So. I feel like they're trying to figure out what to do with that high end as it is, and we've brought this up before about the possibility of like VR arcades and setting that up. Well, there's a company that is all over that, and Nick brought this to all of our attentions. It has to do with a company called Total Motion Virtual Reality, and it's a motion simulator. Would that be the correct way to?
Yeah, it's VR motion simulator. I guess it's not really simulating the motion, but you're using it's kind of a VR accessory, I guess you could say.
Right. Okay, there we go. Yeah, a VR accessory. And so this, we've got a video of it, and I'm sorry if you're listening via podcast, you have to go to this to our page at digitaltrends.com, digitaltrends.com/podcast, and just watch this video. We will post it on there. And what it is, it's essentially like a what would you call this? Kind of like a
It's kind of like a platform or a pedestal.
yeah.
And then you can put different things on it. So like there's a guy like riding like a motorcycle like thing. So he's got some handles. There's also an attachment that resembles a horse and it has little plastic reins. And the video is just
Oh my gosh.
He's feeling.
video
he's feeling
is
something,
amazing.
yeah.
It's a guy sitting on this, like kind of when you go to the arcade and you see like the motorcycle games where you sit on that. It's kind of like along those lines.
Right.
But yeah, they have
The horse one,
fake
yeah.
horse reins that you can hold on, and then they juxtapose that, with in the VR world, he's riding a horse, but really outside of that, it's just
That guy's
a
having
weird
so
dude.
much fun.
Right?
You see his face?
mouth
He was like, oh yeah.
Future Town.
Buy a one-way ticket to Future Town. You ride your horse there.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
It's the video is
We
just
got to get one of these
amazing.
in the office to
Yeah,
review.
I-
Like,
Oh my
Absolutely.
god. Yes, please.
I don't know that this company will give us one after this podcast,
Right.
but I
No,
really,
Future Town,
really
we love
want. I really want to get one in here.
Prove us wrong.
Yeah.
right.
I mean, who doesn't want a gyrating horse? That's
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
a smile
With
on his
the-
face.
it's like ears actually.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a cool concept.
it is.
I
mean,
like the interchangeable aspect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just have to laugh at the horse. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
the horse one. Yeah, it's
It started out so strong with the motorcycle. Like you said, it reminded me of the
Yeah.
arcade
Yeah.
one.
Uh-huh.
You're on
It's like an
motorcycle
80s
comp-
like arcade motorcycle thing where you
Right.
lean back and forth, and then they skip to the horse.
yeah. Horse, yeah.
It's like a mechanical bull, actually. If you looked at it, it's like
Yeah.
a mechanical bull.
It's like going back and forth.
But he's going back
hanging
and-
onto the little reins.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I feel like if I had this in the privacy of my own home and no one could ever see me play this, I'd probably really enjoy it. But I would never want someone to see me on this thing. It's just,
Greg comes in with a huge piece of straw. You're playing the
oh yeah, man.
the horse racing
here it
game all
goes,
day.
Here
Oh.
it comes.
Just riding the
Here we
rails,
go,
yeah.
here we go.
It's so peaceful. Wait for him.
He's
He's
also,
reaching
like-
for flowers.
But there's a game that's literally you just ride a
Yeah.
horse. Like it's
In
not
the
even a
VR
game.
world, he's
That's
like,
it. You just ride
You
horses.
just ride a horse.
He's
Like,
next to like a rhinoceros and a woolly mammoth or something.
Yeah. There was a rhinoceros
running
next
his
to him,
hands
wasn't
through
there?
water.
Rhinoceros
Yeah.
or Rhinehorn? Never mind. You don't know Pokemon. Never mind.
Well, I mean, I can see this, and that's kind of what they're going for is more of a like theme park or high-end arcade experience. I mean, I can see the application. The concept is good. Just they've got to do something.
So the
about
question
it.
is, how many quarters would you put
Oh,
in a
God,
machine
yeah.
to ride a virtual horse?
How
look
long?
like that.
Yeah, and to look like that? No, it's got to be in a private room.
You have to have a little curtain around it.
Oh yeah.
Privacy, please.
Right.
Everybody will have their phones out.
Totally surfing in here. I'm totally surfing. It's totally tubular.
Feeling the waterfall.
Yeah.
That's all I'm doing. Feeling the waterfall.
Let alone with the black background too. Everybody can Photoshop that.
Oh yeah.
You're screwed. That's what you're doing. Yeah, good idea. We'll see. We'll see
Prove
what
us
goes on
wrong,
with that.
Future Town. Prove us wrong.
Yeah.
Prove us wrong. Yeah,
Total
send one
motion
here.
there.
That's
Yeah, we
digital
would love to
Threads.
use one.
Yeah, just please send that in. We'll take care of that. All right. Well, there we go. Total motion. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes with it. Let's kind of go through. We've got a few different topics to get to now, and we're going random ones. So if you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and drop your comments in there. Let us know if you have any questions as we go through. This is an update to a story. One that I believe it was back in February, I want to say. Yeah, that we were talking about it, where, everybody's trying to come up with different ways to control drones. They've got, I think it's the Tokyo ones where they have a net that they're going to shoot out, trying to control drones.
net
And so
gun?
it's like
Yeah.
a net gun. There's a kind of I would almost say it looks like a ray gun that's supposed to suspend the electronics in it in a drone. If it goes into an area it's not supposed to be. A bunch of different tactics that are out there. But the Dutch have probably the coolest one in that they said, and they posted this video a while ago, that they were going to train eagles. Okay, that
Our
has to
resident
be
eagle sound
yes.
maker.
Every
Jack
time you're
Fan.
on the show now, I'm going to play that underneath. Jack Fan. They were going to train eagles to take down drones, and now they've officially come out and said, yeah, we've gone through the testing phase. We are implementing this, where it'll be somebody who's trained to be with the eagle. They'll go to airports or events where they want to restrict drones flying over, and these eagles can go out, snatch the drone. they specifically don't punt it down into the crowd, but they actually grab it and then take it and bring it back to the trainer, wherever that is. That's pretty badass. I want to be one of these
I would just want
guys,
to see
by
the guy
way.
walking in with the eagle on his arm, like such an imposing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh no, we can't fly drones here.
Put it away, put it away, put it away.
Eagle dude.
Yeah, look at that. That's so awesome.
It's pretty impressive.
It is.
My question is,
It's like,
how do they not hurt themselves?
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Yeah.
I had one of those little mini drones, called black ones.
Slow-mo.
I cut my arm.
Yeah.
When it came down. It just sliced my arm.
I did that with a little mini drone too. I cut my TV with it by accident. I have a little
wow.
white
Oh, no.
slice on my TV where I ran a little small drone into it. So how this eagle kept
Like-
taking down a full size like DJI drone without getting all cut up? Apparently, a bunch of animal rights people complained, and the Dutch authorities assured them that no eagles were being harmed.
Yeah.
I guess I don't understand how that is the
They have
case.
steel boots on their claws. Or, I mean, what?
Maybe.
Little eagle gauntlets.
Yeah, that could be it. I mean, the problem is how many trained eagles are there out there that you can really implement this over? I mean, I guess maybe the Netherlands, there's enough eagles that you can do it there. But I mean, that seems like it's a pretty intense training process, I would imagine.
What does
train
like the
an eagle.
resume look like when that guy applied for that job? You know, he's like, what was his experience? You know, eagle wrangler? Like,
Falconry and electronics.
yeah, right. Also must have own eagle.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating, you know, how they've come up with this. I don't see this to be sustainable, but it is definitely the coolest.
Are drones a big issue in Holland?
I don't
That
know.
they need like a bunch of eagles to like take them
Maybe they're
down?
just so bored. They're like, "Oh yeah, let's try this. Let's get
Right.
some eagles going." You know? I don't know. I don't know what the bottom line is for drone issues in the Netherlands, but that is what's going on. So update: they are out there. If you are in the Netherlands, please be careful if you're flying your drones around, or an eagle may snatch that up. That is,
There goes one now.
Right. That wasn't even Jack. That's our in-house eagle.
that's what we need to fly them out here so we can get a demonstration of that, or something. Or they need to fly themselves out. All right, so there we go. Update to that story. Let's go on to this final story here that we've got for today. And it's, of course, just a testament to how nobody can have nice things, and especially New York City. So New York has had this, and if you don't know, I was unaware of this too until I found out, but they've had these basically hubs called LinkNYC. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. Jack, are you familiar
Yeah.
with
So
these?
this was while they were going to replace all these phone booths and put in NYC hubs for internet access.
So they're like free
It's a great
public
idea.
internet.
Nobody
great
uses
idea.
payphones
Yeah.
anymore. Let's use that
Exactly.
real estate.
And they
for
have like a
something people
charging
use.
station there
Charging
too.
stations, yeah, you can so you can use it to save your mobile data, and you can uplink and download and use your devices, connect to it. I mean, it's a
what
great
could go
idea.
wrong?
And
What
they
could
have
go wrong?
tablets that were there too that you could even use
Right.
for this, and they put them all over New York, which you're right, it's a great idea. Ostensibly, if people used it correctly, that would be fantastic. But instead, it has been announced they are disabling all Wi-Fi capabilities from these systems because of the fact that people have abundantly using porn, downloading porn and watching porn on these things. They're on public
Yes.
streets. They're on public streets
I just want
too.
to see the guy
So-
sitting there. His arms crossed.
covering it up
Yeah,
for anybody
right.
to see. Yeah, so I guess there is no shame. Yeah, they were using so much porn on these things, they decided to shut them down. They also turned into, I guess there was a lot of public drinking and drug use surrounding them.
What was the phrase for it? It was like to make life better or something like that, or.
Yeah, I'll pull up the actual
But,
phrase.
but
of
what they were actually having were all these homeless guys
Yeah.
that were showing up and like, oh, internet, I can actually use it for the first time, and oh,
Right.
look what I can look up and find, and call my buddies over and drink and watch porn.
Back and 40 and watch porn on the streets.
No big deal. I live here. It's like my house.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I got the neighbor's password finally.
Yeah, the original intention was to improve the quality of life.
Yes. And
Of
so
New
now.
York.
I don't know. How come they can't just filter this? This seems like
Right.
a very
block
simple.
block the porn.
I mean, it's
part of it.
like, don't they do that at like public libraries and stuff? Like just
Yeah.
put a,
no
put, a,
access,
put a
yeah.
filter on it and call it good and keep using this. It seems like such a shame that something so useful has to be. There has to be a tech solution to this tech problem.
Right.
How many were there around?
I don't know if it actually says how many they had. A number of them.
Because you'd think, from like
Yeah.
the main like database, you could just not have access to that. But
Right.
Did you see any when you were out there?
I
though?
actually
No?
never saw. I actually looked for them. I actually never
Jack
saw
needs some
anyone.
porn on the street.
Yeah.
Here's a link in my
I know where to go.
God, I could use a
Oh,
link right
there
now.
we go.
Yeah.
You guys know where those tablets are?
It's like, are you okay? face, sir? You're sweating.
For the love of God. But yeah, you're right. You would think they would be able to find some way just to block it, but this was apparently such a rampant issue. They just shut it down. Just said, no,
Back to the drawing board.
Just burn it.
Can't have nice things.
Can't have
Yeah.
nice
Turn it off.
Cannot have nice things. I mean, and this, I guess this is going to be kind of an issue as more people more cities especially try to, dispense free internet or Wi-Fi and set up these hubs. Do you have to start now controlling it? And because it is, I mean, porn. That's obviously everybody's going to go to porn on these things. So how do you?
Obviously.
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 What else
everyone's gonna be
would you
clear.
use it for? Right?
What else
I can't
is that?
imagine what else you would use the internet for. Yeah, right. What are we doing here? Porn.com, right? Is that it? Yeah.
There are other sites.
Yeah. No, there aren't. No.
But yeah, I guess they're gonna have to, they'd have to start putting limitations on what you can access as we go through this. I mean, that's the only way, I
Yeah.
suppose, to control that. Or do you just let everybody do whatever they want?
Willy-nilly. Are they
Yeah.
blank now? Just blank screen?
I'm not sure what they look like right now.
'Cause I
Yeah,
can
they must
imagine
be-
people
yeah.
vandalizing these now.
Yeah.
They're off. They don't.
They're
they're
pissed.
not. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Where's my porn?
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy a $2 bottle of spray paint and show you.
There's a riot going
Yeah.
on over these things. It'll be interesting to see what happens with it. But this is surely other cities have had this kind of issue before, where somebody's come up with a solution.
Yeah, well, when you make it a destination, when you make it an
Yeah.
individual, free Wi-Fi around the city when people have
Yeah.
their own devices, that's one thing. But if you're gonna have an actual place like a previous phone booth, and I'm not sure if they encapsulated or what they did. I forgot what they look like, but it's a place where you can go to, and 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, no one's around except for bums wanting to,
big
Yeah.
tablets kind of thing.
Yeah, they're actually pretty big. That's right.
They just need a curtain, just like the VR horse.
They
Yeah.
do
Just
need
need a little.
Just a little-
If you could combine the two, what a world it would be. Well,
Hello world.
all right. Well, we've hit porn and drones today, so I feel like this is a successful Trends with Benefits episode. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Throughout these, we love doing this, so we're live every Thursday at 2:30 p.m. here at digitaltrends.com, and then the podcast is available afterwards. So share that. Let your friends know, whichever way you listen. Absolutely check it out. Tomorrow, we've got another show at 2 p.m. called Between the Streams. We're going to talk about television and Stranger Things and some breaking news from Marvel and a bunch of different things with that. So that's right back here at digitaltrends.com for that. Go to the website for all the articles. And thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. Thanks, guys, for today, for joining in.
100 episodes.
100 episodes.
100 episodes.
So we're going to have a little
Let's
bit
do
of
100 more.
I'm down for 100 more. And we're going to have like a celebration, I think, maybe in a month. We'll have an episode with some more people and maybe some drinks. We'll see what happens.
Dan said something good. We need those poppers.
Ooh, yes,
yeah.
poppers. That is a great idea. All right, we'll make that happen. All right, thanks so much, everybody.
We don't need
that
no
was so
poppers.
loud
We
in
got
my
Jack.
ears.
Eagle sound. Big pops.
Jack the Eagle fan right here with us. We'll be back next week with another episode.